Hey guys, it's me, X here, and welcome to the second Let's Play for the month of August. This is another game that I grew up with. This one I actually like much better, and it actually seems to be one of the lesser known games. I actually searched as much as I could on YouTube, and yet haven't really come across. I've come across only one review and two attempts at a playthrough. For one, I'm going for a full playthrough. This is Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius for the GBA, released by Game & Software and THQ in the year 2001. Again, it's one of my favorite games. Let's go ahead and unpause this and start with this. Of course, I'm an English speaker, not a German, Spanish, or French speaker, but an English speaker. Speaker. Anyways, there isn't any title screen music. This is the Game Boy Advance version, as opposed to the GameCube version. I personally think this is much better. It actually got to much better reviews. I've seen reviews giving this like a 3.5 out of 5. Well, as opposed to the GameCube version, it got in a very low rating and tons of complaints, but this, many people just never really bothered with, it seems like, with the handheld version. I grew up with the handheld version and I loved it. Let's go ahead and start. And of course it's gonna play the main theme song. Now, looking at Goddard's television screen, as you can see down there, it says Goddard TV, GTV. Anyways, there's a single player mode which I'm gonna be playing through. There's also a multiplayer mode. When you go into multiplayer, there's actually two versions. One is the platform version, in which you go around, fly around, and try to shoot each other. With the race, you're both in rockets and you're trying to reach the end in the fastest amount of time, while also slowing each other down by shooting at each other. It does have a passcode system rather than a save feature. That's pretty much my only complaint about the game. Options, of course, all you can do is turn the music on and off, as well as the sound effects. So you can't really do volumes, and the credits appear on the title screen instead of the very end. But unlike Rugrats in Paris, you and get to have the option of viewing them manually instead of having to wait around. Of course, there is a tutorial, and there's 3 difficulty levels: easy, medium, hard. Obviously, the tutorial is just there to show you around the tutorials. Eventually, I do plan to do medium and hard, but for this time around, I'm actually going easy. Yeah, I actually wish I could go medium and hard, but basically the only difference between level difficulties is that medium would have, in some areas, you'll have 2 enemies as opposed to 1, while in hard, you'll have where would be areas where there would be only 1 enemy, and easy and medium, there would actually 2 enemies there instead. And for everywhere else where there would be only 1 enemy on easy and 2 enemies on medium, there would be 3 enemies in that place. So really there's no difference between the gameplay except for how many enemies there are. I'm just gonna go basic and go for easy. As far as I know, you don't get any form of punishment if you get easy. It's just pretty much bragging rights if you go on medium and hard. I don't think there's an extra hard. But anyways, picture of Jimmy and Goddard. Oh no, aliens have abducted the parents of Retroville. Jimmy and his friends are their only hope. Can Jimmy repair his spaceship in time to rescue the parents from the clutches of evil Yokians? Yeah, it's basically a quick summary of what the movie is all about. I actually recommend seeing the movie. I actually enjoyed the video game, at least this video game, more than the movie. I didn't really care much for the movie. I actually kind of prefer the cartoon itself because it actually had more character development. Of course, they had to kill it off and ruin it with the new show going on, Planet Sheen, which I'm not sure if they're still making new episodes for Planet Sheen. I'm not sure if that show's still on. I'm pretty sure Planet Sheen is still aired. I hate it, and pretty much everyone else hates it. Unless you're like 5, in which you might like it. But anyways, your objective is to explore the locations throughout Retroville to find the parts Jimmy needs to save the day, or fix his spaceship. Basically, it starts off in this overview level, kind of RPG style. And what you need to do is to complete all the levels, and at the end, you'll end up going into one last level, which is pretty short. Otherwise, you're basically just going around and entering buildings and areas in order to go into the 2D platforming areas. Find the flashlights located in Jimmy's house. Be aware of the disguised Yogian roaming the kitchen. Now, this plays a little bit like Banjo-Kazooie, in which it's pretty much a collectathon, and depending on how many... Well, I'm not sure if you get a specific reward, but depending on how many... There's a certain percentage. You can go ahead and collect everything. You can see in your upper right hand corner, you'll see that there is a point as well as a 20% sign. That's because I collected some of the coins already. On your upper left hand, and there's the Yogian in the kitchen. On your upper right, can't get me in the living room. In your upper left, you'll notice a number 2. That's basically where your how many items are left in the area that you need to collect. Now, on your bottom right is of course your health bar, with the heart and the 5 representing how many lives you have. The bar slowly depletes whenever you get hit by an enemy or a ammo, like enemy ammo. Right there, I collected like some gear-like items. In fact, there's a few more in here. Yeah, see those? Well, I thought they were gears, but they're actually atoms. You basically, they're your ammo. You can have down to crawl, left and right to move, up. Basically does nothing, but if you hold it for a while, you can progressively look up. Hold down for a while, you can progressively look down. A is jump, and B, you can actually shoot your weapons, which in Jimmy's case is the shrink ray. It shrinks enemies, but they'll eventually grow back. If you hit them a number of times, though, they'll fully disappear. Now, I have no idea what these are. They're egg trays. I guess that's what they are, but yeah, the Yogians will actually eventually tackle you, and let's see if he'll grow back. Oh yeah, the table where platforms will actually block your ammo. And yeah, if you hit him enough times, he'll actually disappear and you gain some points. Anyways, I got them 100% in this area. Killing enemies don't actually count to your percentage, it just gives you extra points. But anyways, every time you complete a level, as opposed to completing a world, you get a password. As well as your score count is basically, your code is pretty dependent on how much you collected, what your point value are, etc, etc. Anyways, after taking that sip, now let's go on to the second level, which is the sewers. You don't have to complete them in any specified order, like I can go to the part immediately. But anyways, let's go in here. Use Goddard to locate the metal panels hidden in the sewer. Be careful not to fall into the water, and be wary of the wandering rats. Remember to use Goddard's jetpack and lasso to access all areas of the level. Basically, yeah, this is a Goddard level. Now, this introduces a new mechanic. As you can see, right underneath your ammo bar, you can have jetpack fuel. You can actually hold down L and you can fly around. Be careful though, there is fall damage and the sewer water is acidic, so watch out about that. Also, if you jump and hit R, or what is it? That's right. If you jump, if you're in midair and you hit A again as well, along with R, you can produce a lasso, which you can swing back and forth. I don't really use the lasso, but however, if you hold down R and then B, you'll get a spoon, which will actually be helpful in defeating future enemies. Let's go ahead and jump and use the jetpacks. I use the jetpacks quite a lot. Here's your first enemy. There's a rat. And you'll basically want to look out for refuel stations because jetpack ammo is, of course, limited. So I'm pretty much like to jump and try to conserve my jetpack fuel. You can actually jump and just lightly tap in order to conserve it, so of course you actually have to pay attention of whether you're holding down the button or not, lest you fall to your death. Just remember to remember where the refuel stations are. That is important. So let's refill, and down here there should be some coins. And also there's that rat. You get some invisibility, short-term invisibility if you after getting hit. There's some vapors which actually damage you. Now if you actually do get damaged, you can collect these bolts. Actually get it's not a bad idea to actually get hit and collect these, because as you can see, regaining your health actually lets you gain points. So let's actually go back here, grab the last few coins, and just wait by the exit. Yeah, in order to exit the level, you have to collect not all the items, but all the required items, and wait a certain amount of time at the exit. Now the park, which is, I believe, the second longest level in the first area. I mean, well, this is the second longest area in the level. Anyways, many bolts are hidden in the park. Be sure to use Jimmy's jetpack to collect them all. Killer bees and mischievous squirrels will get in your way, so stay alert. Now you can actually, at least in Retroville, you can come across characters like Sheen in the background. They don't actually have any dialogue. They just remind you about what you're collecting. Now there's a dog right there, and it's basically, I call him Humphrey, even though that pretty much refers to any dog. I just remember him being Humphrey due to being Cindy's dog. Anyways, let's collect jetpacks. Most of the bolts will be found in the trees, so there you go, there's one bolt. I have no idea why there's jetpack fuel right next to a jetpack fuel refueling station. But anyways, the squirrels can throw nuts at you, which do hurt you. I guess Jimmy just has a very thin skull. Well, I guess even with a big head, he needs a pretty skull membrane in order to hold that big brain. But anyways, let's collect those items. There's like bananas and lollipops. Bananas and lollipops. That just doesn't sound like a meal that would go together, but anyways, there's lots of candy. The candies don't do anything. Like I said, it's really just going for 100% completion, which is what I'm aiming for. Enemies usually don't hurt you except for the Yokians, if you touch them. Squirrel, only, it seems like only nuts, and only when the dog is pouncing is only what, it's the only time they actually hurt. Let's go ahead and refill jetpack. I haven't been using my ammo much, and I probably won't be using ammo much at all in Retroville. I actually like the name Retroville. I know where it comes from. It's referring to how Retroville actually has a 50s theme there, and I got hit by the nut the squirrel is throwing. Anyways, refuel again. There should be a squirrel on the bridge. You can go ahead and shoot it if you want, but it's pretty much harmless. So let's go ahead and fly up here, grab the nuts. It's pretty much that's it. But really, I have no idea why there not a lot of people play this game. Maybe because it's a Nickelodeon game and it wasn't really that much advertisement. I don't remember seeing a lot of advertisement for these games. And most people are inclined to play TV systems, the home consoles, as opposed to handheld systems. But I grew up around handheld systems, so that's pretty much how I perceived it. There's Nick. Fly over that nut. That sounded kind of gross. Purple Flurp. You can collect Purple Flurp. That's basically Jimmy's health, as opposed to Goddard's nuts. Ew. Again, ew. Which also replenish health. Let's go ahead. There's some bolts in there. And you basically want to find the jetpack station before going any farther. There is some flies around here. Luckily, the enemies actually give around a sound effect, so you know when they're close by. Go ahead. Here's the jetpack station. Unfortunately, it's right next to a squirrel, but thankfully the squirrel was throwing its nuts in the other direction. Again, that sounds kind of gross. I also don't like how you sometimes move faster than the camera, but that's really just nitpicking, and it's really not that big of a deal. Now, there should be like 3 more bolts around here. They probably could be up in a tree. I've already collected them off the roof. That's right, they're in a tree later in this area. I once made the mistake and in my last playthrough and actually backtracked only to find there wasn't any bolts there because the bolts are actually over here near the end. Avoid the squirrel and I stand corrected. Okay, those bolts can't be too far away. They should be right up in that tree. In fact, that's the very same place they were last time. Last time when I accidentally backtracked. But anyways, got them 100%. And level completed. If you're playing along, feel free to pause the video and take a look at those passwords. Anyways, let's go to the school and grab some LEDs, which to me, before I knew what LEDs were, I thought it meant like LED that looks like lollipops. I didn't even know what was going on, but now that I know what LEDs are, they kind of make sense. They're Lindbergh Elementary School, so that's what it's called. Do your best to avoid the dogs, rats, and bees. The jetpack should prove useful in reaching the top of the school. Well, first of all, you want to jump on this bus and grab that ammo. Luckily, I didn't take any fall damage. There is fall damage in the game, but I think I mentioned that already. There's the dog. After staring at you at a while, they can just go bark, bark, bark and actually attack you. You never actually got to see that in the park because I pretty much sped right by him. There's Carl right there. Now, the first thing I like to do is do everything I need to do outside, which includes climbing up the school and collecting everything I need. And why did I stand by the jetpack when I already had full fuel? And lollipops! How did those lollipops get up there? I may never know. Avoid the bee, as Nintendo Capri Sun would say, a bee? Anyways, there's also a lot of money up here. I mean, is this where, the principal keeps it? I actually forgot what the principal is named in the TV show. Now, there should be only an apple right on top of that lamppost. Again, how do they even get that high? Do kids back then really just threw items up there? Just on top of the school. Anyways, you want to hit up in order to enter buildings. There's some coins there. And here's the LEDs that you need to collect. There's also a bee. A bee? Yeah, there's a lot of bees in Retroville. There's Cindy. I actually preferred her ponytail design as opposed to her pigtail design that she had in the movies. Well, not movies, but movie. I don't know, she just seems more mature in a ponytail. Again, you want to hit in order to enter doors. I pretty much I pretty much brought up all the controls. Now, there is a reason why I conserved ammo in this level, and you pretty much want to do that. You really want to conserve ammo for this part coming up. Once you go through that door, be careful of the acid and the rats. Because, don't ask me why are they keeping acid in the school. Well, then again, it's a science class, and there are quite some aesthetic things. That's why we have showers in our science class. Now, I got my fingers set on the Z key and the B button. And Jimmy, like, the Rugrats and Sonic will look at you if you wait too long. But luckily, he doesn't jump off the screen, and you don't get a game over if you wait too long. But anyways, there is a Yogan here, so don't waste your ammo, just hit a jetpack and shoot as soon as you see it. There you go, grab whatever you can and then get out of here to refuel. Now this is a Yogan you actually want to kill. Almost got me, but you're no match against Jimmy Neutron. Your friendly neighborhood genius. Alright, it should take one last hit before it's gone. I already collected all the LEDs, but there's some items there behind that Yogian. There you go. He's dead. Or at least shrunk out of existence. I don't know, maybe I shrunk him so many times that he simply left the universe. That's right, there's some items in the principal office that I actually missed, because I went straight in here. Luckily I didn't take any damage, but yeah, I actually recommend killing off that Yogian and with the jetpack. That's why I wanted to conserve my ammo and such. So back up the stairs, and my laptop fan is blowing, even though that I have a built-in fan underneath it. Oh yeah, it's in the classroom. What am I talking about? I just kind of avoided the V's. You can actually shoot down and they disappear instantly, but they're kind of hard to aim at. Alright, that's 100%. And I'm actually at 20 minutes, however I want to fit all the worlds into one video. Or at least try to, so actually I'll pause here and combine the next video with the next, just have the Retroland in one separate video and just combine them in editing. But anyways, I should end the video right here and just continue on to Retroland, which should be the last area I'm required to take on. So hold on one second. Alright, perhaps I should end the video after each level, because that actually came out to almost a gigabyte and took an entire like 3 minutes to render out. So I guess I'm gonna end the video after each level just to conserve some computer space. Anyways, let's finally head out to Retroland. And basically, you're just gonna collect diamonds. The diamonds are scattered throughout the Retroland amusement park. The coasters can be helpful in reaching certain areas. You'll get spies around the prowl, so watch your back. So basically, let's try to collect these apples on the tree, and basically you want a duck in order to avoid all those bees. As Nintendo Capri Sun put it, nah, I already made that joke. So anyways, there is a dog down here, but rather I'm just gonna climb up this roof. It is required to go up this roller coaster because there are some diamonds as well as some rocket fuel. There should also be a Yokin right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot him and go right through here. I also think that there's a Yokin up here. Don't jump off that onto that roof because you're gonna take some fall damage trying to get off. And yeah, you can ride this coaster ride, which I have to say is a very cool design for a coaster. Alright, get up here, grab the coins, and by the way, aren't these rails like electrified? So shouldn't Jimmy be electrocuted? But take a look. Some fire, or you know, plastic fire on the background, plus a drill on the top. It's like the rocket drill. It is like freaking awesome design. Who would dare disagree with that? Now let's keep an eye on the Yokin while I refuel. Well, not refuel, but rather fuel up. And just gently tap on the L button to do a little kind of bounce. Okay, I got hit there, but luckily there's some purple flare, so I'll get some energy. Besides, you'll refill your health at the end of the level anyways. Thankfully. Yeah, it's kind of sad that you can't carry, that you replenish your health, but you have to get rid of your fuel and ammo at the end anyways. There's Libby, which I actually kind of liked. It's funny that she's in the Egyptian area, because I remember in one episode of the TV show, and they discovered that Libby is actually related, or at least looks like, an Egyptian queen. So, and I remember that Jimmy accidentally revives mummies, so they basically had to get Libby to dress up as the queen and command her subjects. Which, honestly, was actually one of my favorites, and definitely one of the most memorable parts of the TV show. Anyways, let's jump on this camo and take a nice little ride. Even though that I have rugged fuel and there is fuel on the top, I'd rather be a bit conservative. So just go around your business, collect all the coins, etc. Like I said, you don't have to collect the coins, but you need to in order to get 100%. And it automatically drops you off on that rail because of a little glitch. And now as soon as you hear the little whistle, like, yeah, you're gonna take fall damage. Anyways, and you can't use your rocket to save yourself because Jimmy is panicking. Anyways, wait here, wait for the camo to come by. Now that we're on the third level of the pyramid, you'll actually come across a robotic mummy. Which doesn't look like a mummy at all, but at least it doesn't look like a mummy at all, kind of like how the mummy in Rugrats in Paris doesn't look like Cynthia at all. Grab these diamonds, grab these lollipops. Don't forget the lollipops. And grab the rocket fuel. And I'm tapping because I don't want to take fall damage. And here, you're encountered no enemies here. Basically, I have plenty of rocket fuel, but I basically want to go ahead and climb up. I can just use these ladders, but by holding up. But why do that when I have plenty of rocket fuel? Now there is a bee right here, so be careful. Because you can take a combination of fall damage and sting damage. Luckily you're not poisoned, as if it was a bee drill. You actually have to hop from eye to eye because for some reason they don't continue going. One actually stops halfway and that's it. It doesn't make sense because they should, you know, go all the way back and forth. Anyways, there's some more rocket fuel if you need it. There's a bee, and luckily it didn't knock me off, so I didn't take more damage than I could have. And basically you want to keep as much rocket fuel as you can and go down here. You actually heard a dog actually bark. In which case, when it's barking, yeah, you actually take damage from him. Anyways, cross the link in order to, there isn't any diamonds, but there is some items. And there we go, 100%. And that means that we 100% Retroville. All there's need to do is go back to Jimmy's lab and actually put these parts together. Now there isn't an actual puzzle of sorts. It's really just go in here and enter the ship. Anyways, Jimmy has all the spaceship parts he needs. Locate the secret entrance to Jimmy's lab, but be careful as the Yokians seem to be on to Jimmy's plan. Basically, where is Jimmy's entrance? Well, if you've seen the movie or the TV show, all you need to do is go up to the keyboard and hit up. Now there is a Yokin here, which I will shoot and walk right by, because it's harmless in miniature form. Now there isn't any items to collect, that's why you don't see the 100% line or anything like that. Basically, just go ahead and hop into the rocket. World completed. Alright. Now, I am going to add this on to the, I'm 8 minutes in, so first part is probably gonna come out to about an hour, but whenever you complete a world, well, any world except for World 3 has a rocket level. However, World 4 / the final world actually have 2 rocket levels, so it kind of makes up for that. But so basically, if you complete World 1, 2, and 4, you'll get a rocket level. But anyways, this is what I mean by a rocket level. Whee! Jimmy and friends blast off into space. Even though that you don't see his friends in the picture, so I guess Jimmy's only friend is a robotic dog. That's very sad. Look out, Yokians scum, here we come. Hold on, we're heading into a meteor storm. Basically, avoid the meteors and probes. Use your laser or mega bombs if things get too hectic. Neutrons and space food are good for you, so collect them all. Basically, there isn't a counter for items, but rather there's a counter for how many things you destroy. So if you want to get 100%, try to destroy them all. I basically only try to aim for 100% in the platforming levels, but I'll try my best anyways. Oh, I missed a meteor. Well, I guess I'm not getting 100%. But basically, you just mash A to shoot lasers. Collect neutrons in order to, well, atoms in order to regain energy, as you will eventually see as soon as I find an atom. Because I'm losing energy. Displays are just points. Here's an item that I missed. But you collect items in order to regain health. Now there's a probe I already hit while it's in the background. They take only 2 hits and easy. There we go. I actually collect a neutron, but only to get damaged by a meteor. And I didn't kill off the probe. Oh, they take 3 hits, right. Oh, and also if it fills up, you can actually hit the B button to use a bomb, like Basically, I think it's the B button where you can actually use a bomb, but anyways. Thankfully, the probes only use homing attacks, so they're actually easy to dodge. And I have no idea why I'm stuck in here. I have no idea how to activate the super bomb, but oh well. And I know that I'm not gonna get 100%. I had 100% in the rocket level when in my practice run. Well, oh well. There is a timer on your upper left-hand corner, and that's why, because I actually didn't have enough bombs. There is a number on the bottom. Basically, you shoot up your shots, and if that blue bar slightly gets down, high, and then progressively get down, if you spam your lasers and then hit A while it's on max, you can use a super bomb, which will destroy everything on screen, just like the super bombs in Metroid. It's funny that I'm playing this while at the same time I actually playing Other M as well. Not Other M. Even though I personally like the story at least of Other M, I don't care what everyone else gonna say. And I know I'm gonna spawn a bunch of controversy, but no, I'm actually playing Zero Mission as well as Prime Hunters. See, I destroyed only 66%. I actually destroyed 100% in my practice run, but oh well, take what you can take. I'm not aiming for 100% in... I'm not aiming for 100% in the rocket levels anyways, but anyways, as you saw on screen, you have a counter of how many super bombs you can use, as well as, like I said, charge up your laser and hit A in order to use it, and hit B in order to use a bomb. You'll find all bomb information and lasers information on your lower left hand. On your upper left hand, you'll find a counter, which time is basically a countdown to the end of the level. And of course, your upper right would be your points, lower right would be your health. But anyways, I love this music. Listen. Yeah, I've been talking quite a bit, but anyways, Goddard, I gotta land on the large meteor. I have to repair the spaceship. And I'm not doing voice acting in this playthrough, but anyways. We need you to collect as much plutonium as you can. Use Goddard to explore the meteor to find plutonium Jimmy needs. Well guys, I'm actually gonna end it right here. Next time, and yes, every other world is basically a Goddard world, where instead of playing as both Jimmy and Goddard, you play as nothing but Goddard. But anyways, we'll cover the meteor level next time on Let's Play Jimmy Neutron. I will see you guys then.